What's going on, everyone? This is Jay from Premier Gaming Entertainment, and I wanted to bring a video about my thoughts about the playoffs so far. First, before I talk about the Raptors, I wanted to give a huge shout out to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I know we lost the series in 6, but I just wanted to commend them on showing so much heart and so much grit, and obviously I hate that we lost, but man, they really left it all on the ice, and the future is really great for this team. I mean, to take the number one team in all of the NHL and basically every game be decided by one goal means that these guys could definitely skate with the best team in hockey. So, trust me, Washington is overjoyed that they don't have to play these guys anymore. And it sucks that we lost. I thought we had that game. I thought it was going to a Game 7, which would have probably gone to overtime and been a one-goal game again. But it is what it is. So, I'm really happy for the future of the Maple Leafs. And, I'm really proud of them because, you got guys that are rookies. You got guys that are 10 guys that made their playoff debut. And the core of the team is, under 23. You had a couple of guys that aren't even 20 years old yet. So, I'm looking really forward to watching them grow as a team. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about is the fact that the Toronto Raptors finally showed up and finally showed just an inkling of the heart that the Leafs have showed during their series in this, finally in this Game 4. I mean, up until this point, they have not looked like a top seed in the East. And it's not even, I don't even think it's that Milwaukee is playing that good. It's just that they're playing that bad and playing down to Milwaukee. And there's no disrespect to Milwaukee. I think they're a great young team. I mean, the future is great for them when they're at full strength, if Jabari Parker can ever stay healthy. But they have, two rookies that look like they're going to be pretty good, in Brogdon and Maker. Even though I don't know how old Maker really is. But that's not the point. Point is they got, the core of their team is really, really young, and, they're just going to grow and be a pretty decent team. But they're not there yet. They are not at the point where they should be basically punking and pushing on the Raptors like they did for the last few games. Especially in Game 3. I don't know what the hell that was. So, even in Game 4, they were still, they eked out the win. But this last game, Game 5, back at home, finally showed that this is a 3 versus 6. They finally look like a 3, and Milwaukee finally looked like a 6. Because to me, Milwaukee is only, they really got one player, one all-star player, and then it's just a bunch of dudes. And yes, I'm not going against what I said. I think that they're a nice up-and-coming great team, but they're not ready to be pushing around the Raptors like they have been. And I don't know if it took the Game 3 to get slapped around in the face, punched in the jaw, whatever cliche you want to use. But it looks like it woke them up. In this last Game 5, back at home, it looks like they're finally playing like the team that they're supposed to be. And one adjustment that I see that they did make, Coach Casey did make, that when I didn't see it in Game 1, I didn't understand it, and I've never understood it. I don't know why they hadn't been playing Norman Powell more. I mean, I'd like to see more Norman Powell, less DeMarre Carroll. Um, I mean, I guess DeMarre Carroll is out there for his defense. I don't know. But he had an alright game today, but for the most part, man, he's just been one huge disappointment. He barely brings anything to the table. He looks slow. And for the most part, man, he isn't even he's not knocking down the open jump shots that he gets. So it's like, what is he out there for? So these last few games, they put in Norman Powell, and he's made a difference in the game, especially Game 5 where he led the team in scoring. And he just brings a whole lot of just energy and youth to the team. He brings a new dimension of speed, getting up and down the court, consistent outside shooting. He's just bringing everything to the table that they need. I mean, they had to make a change. Having DeMarre Carroll out there as being basically their primary outside shooter outside of Kyle Lowry is just not going to cut it. He doesn't do enough to even warrant the respect of the defense. So having Norman Powell out there, it seems like it just spreads the floor and gives more room to DeMar to do what he needs to do. So I'm happy to see that we're finally playing like we need to play. For the people in the forums that I've read talking about Milwaukee will give Cleveland a better run, you guys are smoking something, because there's no way that Milwaukee will be able to match up against Cleveland. I'm sorry. You guys are going to be a very, very, very bad matchup for Cleveland. And I don't mean from Cleveland's standpoint of worrying about Milwaukee. I'm talking about that being a 4-game sweep easy. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I don't see them being able to do anything against the Cavs matchup wise. I mean, they have one player that if he can't get to the rim or get in the paint, I mean, he's in trouble. His outside shooting needs improvement. He doesn't really have an outside touch, and he doesn't really have a mid-game. His game is really attacking the basket, dunks, layups. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I mean, his length is unbelievable. I've seen him a few times get into the lane, and where most people would be trying to do a layup, he's stretching his arm and dunking it. I mean, he's got arms that seem to drag on the ground, and I swear I see him as like Inspector Gadget, the way his arms just keep reaching and reaching. But he doesn't have the game yet to have people respect his outside game. I mean, he can hit an outside shot now and again, but teams are just going to sag off of him and dare him to shoot. So, if he doesn't have a good game, they're toast. So, there's no way Milwaukee is a better team to go against Cleveland. The Raptors are a team that's been built and put together to compete against Cleveland. And I think Cleveland, I honestly think that they are, not going to say weaker, but they're for the picking this year. I think that they have shown with their defense this year that they can be had this year. So I'm really hoping that we can pull this out take care of business in Game 6 so we don't have to play Game 7 and be tired like the last time that we went into Cleveland and just got wiped out the first game. We need at least one less game to play when we go into that series. So I really hope that we can take care of business in Milwaukee and just take care of this series. Like I said, Cleveland is for the taking this year. My personal opinion is that Cleveland decided that they didn't want to be the number one seed to avoid playing Chicago. And I know that sounds crazy, but I know that just based off of the path that they would have had, that it was an easier path for them to beat the Pacers than it would have been to beat the Bulls. I mean, this is before Rondo gets hurt. I'm thinking that Cleveland knew that they would have it would be a tough out against the Bulls, but a very easier competition against the Pacers. And they were right, 4-game sweep. The Bulls would have given them all types of hell. And then, after that, once they beat the Bulls, if they did, then they'd have to go against Washington, which would be another tough out for them. So, they tanked it at the end of the season to get the matchups that they're looking for. So, we'll see how that goes. Sometimes when you look, when you get what you're looking for, sometimes it might be something that you're not expecting. And I think the Raptors are underrated. Still not getting any respect, by the way. I made that post, a few months back, and we're still not getting the respect. For the most part, these games have been on NBA TV, which, if you're in Toronto, the games are on TSN, so you can watch it. Big deal. But if you're a person like me that's not in Toronto and you don't have NBA TV, how are you going to watch these games? I had to spend about a good 30, 40 minutes first on YouTube trying to find streams for it, but all those got cut off by copyright infringement. Finally, I was able to find a website that was streaming the game so I could watch it in HD. I forgot the name of the site, but it was really nice. It showed the game on TSN, full HD, crispest, very, very clear, crystal clear picture. Best stream I've ever seen online ever. It looked like it was better than 1080p, to be honest with you. But we still don't get the respect that we're looking for, and it's evident by the fact that that game is on NBA TV. But whatever. We have to earn the respect, and that means we have to win these playoff series, stop losing game one, and show that we're a better team than we've been showing so far. And that's going to mean we have to beat Cleveland. So, first things first, we got to beat Milwaukee. So, hopefully that gets taken care of in Game 6. Alright, so, anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. I'll probably be posting a video tomorrow about a topic that came up in one of my old videos in the comment section. I was going to comment about it and just leave it at that, but I thought I'd make a video about it. So look out for that tomorrow. Anyways, thank you for watching the video, and have a great night. Peace.